Corporate Workplace Learning, AEDT 3120U Assignment 2, PBL Part 1. Group 3 consists of Tamika DeCare, Sara McKillop, and myself, Sherisse Richards. We're in the 8 p.m. tutorial. The professor is Janet Simmons, and the TA is Gina Pima. Analysis questions to consider. What are the problems that are being considered in this PBL scenario? What aspect or context of PBL is being examined? What is the rationale for why this sector adopts this approach to workplace learning? What theoretical lens can be used to examine this problem? Do you believe this rationale is effective? Why or why not? Let's consider the problem. STS Cosmetics is a makeup company with their products in stores worldwide. Managers and supervisors gather for a meeting to talk about quarterly profits. They notice numbers haven't been meeting the target goals, which is surprising since other companies are doing much better. They investigated the reason for these low numbers and noticed the lack of knowledge in the sales department. The software utilized within the company wasn't used as intended. Another finding was an outdated training program. It had very limited technological aspects. There were times when training wasn't even updated. If they want to reach their next goal, they will need to do something. STS Cosmetics C-suite team must consider the size of the corporation, 500 local employees within Canada/North America, and in total, inclusive of that 500, there's 5,000 employees internationally. They must consider data with regards to revenue, ranking, feedback from stakeholders, the corporation, the target markets, meaning people they sell to, as well as employees who will receive the training, the instructional designers who will develop it, and the subject matter experts who will be consulted. Overall, the overall budget must be considered. Questions we're exploring during this PBL. What are the main issues occurring at STS Cosmetics? How did they happen? How can STS Cosmetics evolve in terms of their training? How can STS Cosmetics be cost effective towards their training? What ways will STS Cosmetics measure how effective this training is? Approach being considered in the rationale. Data is key in business and with regards to PBL. 40% of workplace training costs is spent on obliging employees and travel costs. That's from PAPA's 2015. The approach, therefore, has to be cost-effective for management, flexible for the learners, and measurable overall. The approach being considered, informal learning. Rationale. Studies show that informal learning is a great approach because it's cost-efficient, produces great results for employees, it's engaging, can be measurable when done correctly, is flexible and easily accessible, especially when paired with social, collaborative, and blended online learning. Predominant theories in corporations. There are a few predominant theories in the corporate workplace. The first one is non-formal learning. It's hands-on for either the organization or learner. It doesn't have to be a set curriculum, but can be where suitable. The facilitator can be someone within the organization or a third party. Non-formal learning is, open quote, often considered more engaging, as the learner's interest is a driving force behind the participation, end quote, Eaton 2010. Examples of this in the corporate workplace can be seminars, meetings, workshop, coaching, and online learning provided by the organization. If there are any changes in regards to policies and procedures, new software, or improving sales skill, the organization can plan to use informal learning. Informal learning is learner-driven, and there isn't a set of curriculums in this type of theory. The learner is in control of what they're learning, and it's being received by a coworker of more experience. Eaton 2010. The internet is also a valued resource within this type of learning since there is access amount to ample information. Examples of this could be searching Google on the internet or asking a coworker about a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. Social learning is in the control of the organization or learner, but can be easily determined by collaborating with others. In this setting, the learner is engaging with other coworkers and higher management in team building exercises or meetings. There are commonalities that each of these theories share, while there are also some differences. Non-formal and social share the same control with either the organization or learner, while informal is strictly just the learner. Non-formal can have a set curriculum, while social and informal require no curriculums for that type of learning. Informal and non-formal both share their purpose of building knowledge and improving skills for the learners. Open quote, what sets social learning apart from other types of learning is the purpose, interaction, and the content. This is increasing learner focus, and learner makes the choice of what to learn, how to learn, when to learn, and where to learn. End quote. Simmons, 2018. As you can see, each theory shares a little bit of each other. Issues with informal learning are many people are not aware of what it is. They don't even realize they're learning. It's not always recognized as learning because people use their own personal experiences and knowledge as general capabilities instead of something that is learned. Many people also pass on their knowledge and experiences in day-to-day conversations, unaware that it's still informal learning. They just look at it as water cooler talk. Informal learning is subjective. Therefore, there's usually no defined outcome to measure to ensure all learners understand what's being taught. It's often left up to the learner to understand and to research more information as needed. Michael Erott of the University of Sussex completed a study looking at the differences and long-term effects of formal learning versus informal learning. Erott, 2004. He discovered that majority of workplace learning is informal, although many workers were unaware they were learning. He created questions to help guide his research to success. What is being learned? How is it being learned? What factors affect the level and direction of learning effort? Challenges of informal learning. We found an article by Mary Claire O'Connor from 2015. It outlined 7 major challenges. 1. Data collection limits opportunities for evaluation and monitoring or activities. B. Significant barrier in building evidence for future development. 2. Stakeholder involvement. 3. Equivalence of standards. Informal learning is not valued as high compared to formal learning. 4. Financial issues. A better understanding of what money is being allocated towards this type of learning is needed. 5. Quality. There's no way to measure the reliability or credible resources, according to many experts. 6. Awareness of validation amongst key target groups. The public needs to be more aware of the outcomes. 7. Further development of linkage between national qualification frameworks and validation. That has to do with policy and procedures. O'Connor, 2015. There is no design, structure, or plan to learning. Everybody and every learning opportunity is done without structure. Learning is passed down from one person to another with no outcome measures. A lot of time the phrase, "this is just how we do it here," is used. The mentality can cause decreased opportunity to grow within a certain position or to grow within the company as a whole. That's from Griffin, 2013. Success of informal learning. Here we have a chart showing failure, but learning can be the bridge to success. So 1, informal learning is driven by the learner. 2, more autonomy with what we are learning, which can lead to more self-directed learning. Informal learning can be more fun and more fulfilling because you're learning what you enjoy and you enjoy what you're learning. 4, we can avoid information overload that occurs with formal learning because there's no set beginning, middle, or end. It's easier to sustain attention with informal learning. People are often engaged and like to participate, and there's no pressure to perform a test afterwards. 6, there are more opportunities for coworkers to teach information, whereas with formal learning, there needs to be a set schedule and format for teaching opportunities. It's from Pandy 2017. Solutions for STS Cosmetics. As a company, we will promote and provide a safe space for people to continue to interact and learn from each other. We will have formal learning opportunities, but will promote our employees to continue learning beyond the classroom. We'll provide self-assessments in the form of evaluations and allow the employee the opportunities to tell us what's needed to create change and to promote their own success. We'll create a buddy system for new employees where they'll be paired with senior staff to ensure appropriate guidance. We'll create goals for employees with incentives when achieved, which this will allow us to track the progress within our company and to ensure that all employees are taking advantage of all learning opportunities given. And here we just have our reference slide. And we'd like to say thank you so much for listening to our PBL. And at this time, if you have any questions, we'd greatly like to hear or feedback. Thank you.